Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Broku no Hero as another video today on Black Clover, specifically the newly introduced character in the anime, the Devil, which has not really an actual name yet. We call him Weevil now, because we call him the word Devil, so we just took the D, replaced it with a W, and he's Weevil. But anyways, this video is to give an analysis on his powers and how strong he really is, and so basically for the manga viewers that watch can know, but also if you're an anime viewer, you can realize how strong he is without waiting. So yeah, this will feature manga spoilers for how strong he really is, but that being said, guys, I'm just going to get within the video. So kind of what pushed me to make this video is I've seen in the last few weeks that for some reason people are just saying the Devil was not an intimidating threat and that, well, he wasn't even that strong. He got clapped by a fisherman, a boy with no magic, a peasant, a dead man, and a statue. Which is absolutely stupid, because these are still some of the strongest characters in the series, regardless of what they are. And people are saying that he's not intimidating, the Devil isn't, even though he's the only character to actually legitimately scare Yami. Now people are going to say, well, Mereoleona scares Yami. That's a gag. Mereoleona doesn't actually scare Yami like that. But the Devil does. Yami is actually scared when he sees the Devil and can feel the pure negative mana and malice that is emanating from the Devil's body. So, I'm going to go over the Devil, basically what his power is, and over the course of a bunch of his feats as well. So, the Devil uses word soul magic, which is basically he warps reality with his words. He can summon and manipulate things both physically and magically. And he does have a range to this, though. It does not seem to be that huge of a range. Like, he could do it within a room, but if somebody was a few blocks down away, he probably couldn't use his magic against them, or if it did, it wouldn't be that strong by the time he reached them. This is because he was able to wither away Sharla's briars from a close range, but when they were further away, they were not really affected. And basically, his attacks are as strong as how much mana he pours into each word. So basically, if he used a spell with his words, he can make it stronger or weaker, depending on how much magic he puts into his voice. And when it comes to just kind of stats, all we know is that he has way more magical power, or mana, than Licht. And which is crazy, because we know that Licht had basically more mana than any other elf, and the Devil has more mana than Licht. And so now we're going to get into some feats, and so without a grimoire, and while suppressed, the Devil casually, without effort, destroyed Elf Patri in combat. He reverts his attacks with Return, and then says Vanish when Patri's doing the Light Whip of Judgment, and basically it gets destroyed, it just disappears, and then he binds Patri with his physical matter and defeats him extremely easily. And then there's Elf Spirit Dive Yuno. He could not defeat the Devil on his own. He just used one attack on him, and the Devil used a Vacuum Wall, and it basically vacuumed away the Spirit Sword to basically get rid of it. Off the bat, he's just casually defeating strong characters without even having a grimoire at the time. And he's not even trying, so yeah, the Devil is definitely an intimidating presence. I don't understand how people can think he's not an intimidating presence, especially when we get into the later feats. But then when Asta shows up, he transforms into Black Asta, and then this is where the Devil's spell called Storm of Blades come into play. Storm of Blades creates a storm of bladed weapons, some being physical and some being magical. Yes, the Devil can create both magical and physical objects with his word magic. This attack was actually making it so that Asta and Yuno were struggling to dodge and parry it, and this is one spell against two people. He then uses Vacuum Wall that puts so much pressure on Asta and Yuno, they are forced to the ground. Then he says, be crushed, smashed, broken to pieces, and riddled with holes. And basically after that, Asta and Yuno are severely injured, with a bunch of heavy boulders laying on top of them. What happened next is that Asta and Yuno would need to get an amped variant of their current forms, which is what I call an amped Black Asta, and an amped elf spirit dive, because there's just lack of a better word for what it actually is. Their most powerful versions of their transformations. And basically, they both did a combo technique that basically countered Storm of Blades, then landed a hit on the devil, which basically was a tiny little wound in his arm, to which the devil shrugged off and said, "Heal," and his arm went back to normal. So basically, the devil took on a much stronger Asta and Yuno than the one that Licht did, and casually defeated them with relative ease without even using a grimoire. Then the devil would face off against Licht as he was trying to escape. Licht was not wanting the devil to escape into the real world, or the devil was about to defeat Licht by himself without a grimoire. Now, in this battle, the devil would use spells like Lightning Lance to create a lightning attack, and he uses Earth Shield to create a wall of earth, and then he uses Split Open to crack the ground beneath Licht, and then he says Bind, causing him to be binded, similar to how he binded Elf Pottery. Then he creates an Iron Spear, and would have defeated Licht if not for Sharla's intervening. So that's how strong the devil is. Without his grimoire, he was casually going to defeat Licht. He then uses a spell called Wave of Flame against Sharla, and it's just literally a wall of fire. So it seems like the devil can use any magical element as long as he says the name of said magical element with his word magic. And then he uses Wither against Sharla's Briars, which causes them to die really quickly. He can also use Return to bring his severed arm back to him, because his weakness is magic from his own world, because he can only be damaged by magic that's from his own dimension. This is stated, and also in the actual fight, he is only damaged by magic that comes from his dimension. We know that dark magic can affect magic from his dimension, so Yami was able to damage the devil, whereas almost anybody else really couldn't, except if they were affected by forbidden magic. So what's crazy here is the devil, without using spells from his grimoire, was equivalent to Licht, Sharla, and Yami. So it took Licht, Sharla, and Yami a three-way team-up to make the devil even use his grimoire. And even then, the devil still was not using full power, but he just thought it was time to finally use his grimoire, which brings in the other world dimension spell that eats magic and life itself, and it can only be damaged by things from its own dimension. Now this spell moves pretty fast as characters are trying to hurry up away from it. Sharla couldn't even dodge this spell, Yami had to save her, and so yeah, it eats life, it eats magic, and it cannot be damaged by anything that isn't from its own dimension. So this spell is completely broken that the word devil uses. It's only the first variation of it. After this, Lumiere, the first Wizard King, would arrive to the scene, and with Sekre, she would unseal Licht, which would make it so that Licht would have his full power. And then it would be Licht and the first Wizard King fighting together against the devil, and even though the devil was losing at this point in the fight, it still was close. So it's crazy to think that you have Licht with his full power and Lumiere teaming up against the devil, and the devil was still holding his own. But then what happens is the devil finds a way out of losing by summoning a reality warping trident from his own dimension. This traps light magic and cuts off the hand of Lumiere. So it can be stated that the devil might have been able to take on Licht and Lumiere by himself. He can even use stuff like Get Back for his word magic, which physically moves Asta away from him. Then, what's crazy is Licht creates a Spirit Bomb-esque attack from his Demon Dweller sword, where he borrows the magic power of all of his elven comrades and launches it at the Weevil. Now, the devil does survive the attack. His body is completely obliterated, but it is revealed that his heart is basically himself. You have to destroy the devil's heart to actually kill him. The heart is really hard to kill, and it's protected by a hard shell of the body, and he can put a mouth on top of the heart, and he says heal, and it brings him back like nothing. So he has really good regeneration. Now after this, he would use another other dimension spell to create snake-like entities from the other world and the life-eating masses. So now you have this life-eating mass of a spell. Now these snake-like entities or eel-like entities are shooting out of it, and they attack you. So yeah, they're pretty beefy. And then Asta and Yuno both get much stronger as they gain the Sword of Zephyr for Yuno and the Black Divider for Asta. Now, Black Divider should increase Asta's actual speed as well, since it's just an overflowing of anti-magic that he's controlling. And as for Yuno, it might make him faster, but at the very least, it made him stronger with his sword. But still, with this, the devil thought they could not reach him, so Asta and Yuno needed to do a combo spell, a combo attack, to actually go through and attack the devil. Now, Asta would stab the devil with the Black Divider, but would miss his heart, and the devil would just get pissed off from this, but he'd be actually completely fine. He would just heal again, but then after this, he's so pissed that he activates over 30 spells at once at an even higher power before, because the devil was not going all out. After this, Charlotte's like, oh, the devil's finally showing us his true power, and so then he activates 30 spells at once. So the devil is absolutely insane, because basically what the devil did is once he got hurt by Asta's Black Divider, he created a bunch of mouths all across his body. So he had mouths all over his body, which could all say different spells. Now, there is one thing I do need to say that I kind of forgot to mention earlier. The devil seemingly can't just tell somebody to die. He has to create something that will make them die. He can't just go, oh, die. He'll just say, oh, sword, stab, and then stab somebody with a sword. That is seemingly one of the limits of word soul magic. With no effort, defeated Asta and Yuno at the peak of their powers. He took on Licht, Charla, and Yami all at the same time, and that only made him need to use his grimoire, so he was an equivalent to the three of them teamed up. He fought Lumiere and Licht at the same time while still holding back, and still would have defeated them because he created the other dimension reality warping trident. And then it took a three-way team up of Yami breaking his limits using a Mana Zone Dimension Slash, Yuno breaking his limits using an amped version of the Sword of Zephyr to cut up the devil after he was cut in half, and then Asta breaking his limits again after being healed by Sekre. He uses a more powerful version of Black Divider and slices the devil's heart open. So if you want to talk just in terms of how strong or how fast he is outside of the verse in terms of attack potency, durability, and also speed, well, he should be easily thousands of times faster than Light. Now, it's hard to calculate an exact number, but if base Asta is massively faster than Light Plus, then the devil is way faster than that. Also, in terms of attack potency and durability, he should be Continental level at the very least, because you can scale Asta to that level, because basically the Spirit is stated to be Country level, Spirit Ladros surpasses Spirit, so he's Country Plus level, and Asta and his base form survived an attack from that. Current Amped Black Asta would be way stronger. If the devil can damage him, he would need to be at least Continental level and attack potency. And also, when it comes to durability, now, it's kind of weird, because he can only be damaged from things from his own dimension, and stuff from his own dimension would need to be at least beyond Continental level in that form of energy as well. And so you have Continental attack potency, a weird variation of hacks for his durability. He can survive Continental level attacks from his own world dimension's energy form of energy, but can survive way higher from magic from the real world, from Earth. Because if you guys don't notice, the only time the devil is actually damaged by people in the story, it's because they're using magic that's been affected by his dimension. So that's literally the only reason. Now, people got confused and say, oh, well, Licht, he doesn't use forbidden magic. Well, it's stated by the devil that Licht was affected by forbidden magic, and that's why he can do that. Yuno's sword took the residue of Lumiere and Licht's magic to have it be forbidden, and that's how he could damage the devil. Yami's dark magic is weird, and it could somehow affect the devil, probably because it's from that dimension. So, yes, the devil can only be affected by spells from his dimension. And this gets into some crazy forms of power scaling for the devil being fourth dimensional in terms of power. Now, this is actually an argument I'm just going to go over. I'm not going to make the claim this is true. In fact, I've been pretty divided myself over this. I just wanted to include this just as a possibility that the devil might have universal plus attack potency because he might be fourth dimensional. Now, he is stated to be, this is concrete, he's from a different dimension. And you can actually state that it is implied that his magic is from a higher dimension, as stated by Patri. His light magic, or Lumiere's light magic, was a dimension higher than Patri's, and that's why it could affect the word devil. And then the devil says he's from a higher dimension, and implies multiple times that he is a superior life form to the humans because of being from a different and higher dimension. Now, it could just be he's from a different dimension. The devils are more evolution, or more evolved than humans, and they're more stronger. So that could really be it. He's just saying that. Because just saying that, you know, oh, they're a lower life form does not mean that they're from a different dimension. They could still be a lower life form, but still be third dimensional. But just the fact that, again, the only thing that can affect him in terms of damage is stuff from his own dimension would further kind of back up the fact that, oh, all of the magic from Earth is three-dimensional, it doesn't affect him, but magic from his dimension, fourth-dimensional, does. So you can actually make an argument that the devil is universal plus in terms of attack potency and durability because he is potentially a fourth-dimensional being. Now, there's stuff to back this up, like even further, but I'm not going to get into that until there's more evidence and I can make a full video around the topic. I just want to say that it's possible the devil is universal plus based on that, but I'm not going to claim that. I'm going to stick with the other scaling that I've used, but it's still possible, especially if you just look into all the statements and stuff. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. This is how strong the devil is. Was crazy strong in the Black Clover verse. He has crazy hacks, powers, and he's just unlucky that he had to face against anti-magic, and just the fact that so many people there had magic that could counter him. He's ridiculously powerful. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think of the word devil? Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...